Alright, my boys, it's me, your man, your amazing dude, Smashing Bob. Jesus Christ, okay, but that's too bright. Trying to like make the lightning, there we go, a bit better. Alright, so this is the rogue strat. A lot of people in my guild were wondering about it. I told them how to do it, but I'm gonna make like a proper video and all of that crap. Right? So, wait, I wanted to just swap my amulet. This is my defense amulet, but this one is the damage one. I have a lot of swap gear, don't ask about it. And also a lot of stuff is just random. Anyways, that's not the point of the video. Let's get on with the strategy. Right, so I'm going to explain to you the basic low investment rogue hunt inix, okay? And then we're going to move up to high investment. But I'm just going to do like one map so you see the showcase on the low investment strategy. So this is where you kind of want to start. Or, I mean, if you have a really good build, you can go straight up, but it's up to you, right? Fair warning, this is not a good strategy, okay? You can make a lot more currency doing just about anything else in this game. Except this, okay? I mean, you can get lucky, okay? And like drop a mage blood in the first map. But is that going to happen? Probably not, okay? And there's not a lot of Unix dropping, okay? It's not Affliction League. So yeah. Anyways, map choice, tier 7 race course is okay. You want to play maps that have 3 bosses, okay? I prefer city squares just because it's a shorter layout and it's a smaller map, okay? So you just craft this normally. Use horizon orbs if you don't have city square. It's just so much easier than actually buying the map. And there we go. This is it. You're done. You crafted the map, and of course you can craft it and juice it up more. But this is the low invest, right? This is just all can go basically, right? So I have the scarabs in, and these are the scarabs, right? So we got Anarchy, another Anarchy, Giga, Titanic Scarab. This is the big one. It will scale quantum rarity per pack size of area. So pack size is the mod you want to look on the map to be the high, right? 2 monster modifiers. Again, scales quantum rarity. And this will also scale not just the rogues, but also the bosses, right? And then rogue exiles, right? And you know, there might be a slightly better setup for the rogues, but on the low investment, I feel like this works the best. Right, slap it in. Anarchy in the map device, where I forgot, because there's another thing I'll explain later on the Atlas. On the low invest, you want to take, you know, the Delir nodes. You want to take all the Delir nodes that gives you a chance to spawn it, so you spawn a Delirium Mirror for free, so you don't have to waste Delirium orbs, right? But I'm doing the high tiers now, so I have a slightly different setup. But for low tiers, so just you know, take away, I'll explain the Atlas, but you take away the shrines and the altar, and you know, you don't have to travel to this ritual node, and you take the Delir nodes, so you have 100% chance to spawn it, and that's about it, right? You can also take the Perma Delirium Keystone, so it doesn't run out, which I feel like is slightly better, but it's also a lot harder with the perma ones, so take that into account. If you're just starting, you don't have a good build for this, and you took the perma, take it out, it'll be easier. Next we got so because I don't have chance to spawn mirror, I'm just going to slap some Delir orbs, right? But obviously you wouldn't, right? So this is a low investment. Just pretend I have 100% chance for mirror on the Atlas, right? And Anarchy in the map device, You can also take domination initially if you're struggling, clearing the maps to make it a bit faster. But obviously anarchy is better because we want as much rogue exiles. And that's it, we go in. Another thing is you do want to run a high DPS build. Because if you don't have, I would say like a minimum of 10 million, the maps are just really gonna take a long time. The rogue exiles are really chunky. And even on tier 8s, it can be quite a struggle without DPS. Another thing is, you know, you want to have a fairly strong filter to not show all kind of crap. But also you want to have less strong filter than you would have like in a friction league, right? Because there's just never gonna be that many uniques. As you can see, there was some rogue exiles here. Yeah, this was really shit. Just a few uniques. Turned off my clusters, right? Let's see, this guy dropped a couple, right? It's not much, right? That was nice. So that was the Giga Scarab. And you can see we have a couple more uniques. You can see how many rare items there is that can still turn to uniques, right? This is where the juice comes in. And I'll show you the juice setup as well. Just one heavy belt so far. Kind of a crap map for the showcase. Right. And as you can see, the map bosses, they drop a whole lot more of uniques. And the ritual, there's always shit in the ritual. Take some of this, I guess. Right. Alright, so that's the showcase. Now, I actually, my build before I switched to Warden was much better for this, for the low tier, because I had a lot more movement speed. But with a Warden, it's actually way worse now. But yeah, obviously on the low tier one, where there's not like a lot of uniques dropping. Now this one was especially bad. Like this was probably one of the worst tier 8 maps I've run in terms of like visible uniques. But yeah, one thing you want to do is maybe like, you know, just have some of the shittier uniques show on the filter, because like if they roll well, right, they can be worth a divine orb, and so like, you know, after you collect a few of them, you'll probably hit a higher rolled one, right? Or you maybe collect this kind of crap and you wall orb them. Even if you don't wall orb them, if they're like highly rolled, they're probably worth a divine orb, because people need them to take them to double corrupt, you know, to double corrupt them. So yeah, you know, you can earn a bit of currency before you get the big drop, right? So it's not like if you do show some of these crappier uniques and pick them up. You know, I've hit a few good corruptions on, I think it was this thing, right? And also it's good, you can, you know, just dust it, right? You can also use this semi-uniques for dusting, because they give a lot of dust, or well, not a lot, but a decent amount. Also, it's pretty good gold, even in tier 8, especially if you got fast through the maps. I'm actually quite slower in my current setup than I used to be. But yeah, let me show you how to scale this up, right? How to get more juice and how to have like hundreds of uniques per map. And the first thing you want to do is 10 additional Royal Exiles implicit tier 16 map. Now you can also do tier 17 maps. That's obviously more investment, but you can have the implicit, or I don't think they have implicits, the tier 17s. So important thing to note is another juicing you can do, and that is the proliferation chisels. So they add pack size, and the scarab scales by pack size. So you take the 10 additional rogue exiles, and what you do, you also split the map. You apply the chisels first, then you split the map, and you get you save up on the chisel price, because the chisels are super expensive. So, you know, you apply chisels to one map, spend 4 chisels, and you duplicate the map, and now you have 2 maps with chisels applied, right? Just remember not to horizon the map after, horizon it before the chiseling, because it loses the chisels, the spiffy ones. I learned that the hard way. Anyways, so 10 rogue exiles, obviously add as much delirium as you can do. For higher tiers, I would recommend, unless you have some super giga chat build, to use an aura bot. Or make a super giga chat build. Either way it works, right? And then the scarab setup is slightly different. You use 2 giga, 1 pair, and then obviously Titanic and Legend. So 2 gigas and pair is better when you have the implicit, because we only have a lot of rogue exiles. We just want to make them big, and you know, this just makes more of them, right? So this is, I feel like, is the best setup for the 10 additional. Right. And that's pretty much all of the juice. Now, another honorable mention that I've tried is the Horned Scarab of Tradition, which will make every single rogue exile basically a goblin. So you will have like the map explosions and the fractured item explosions, and because there will all be very good goblins, it's like, you know, it's pretty fun, but I'm just generally annoyed by identifying fractured items, so I just tried it out a couple of times. It was fun. So something to consider. You can swap one of the scarabs out for this. Next, what if you want to scale this even harder? More investment. Okay, well then you use the Terror and the Pandemonium and 2 shrines, and of course Titanic and Legend. So, and in this case you would not use the Vogue Exiles, you would use the 5 additional shrines implicit. So this is a much more expensive investment because the Scarab of Terrors is like half a divine. This is, I don't know, it's something. Also expensive. The rest is not that much, right? But you know, with 5 additional shrines, and this is scaled, the implicit is scaled by your map device. Mod effect modifiers, right? So your, oops, that's my skill tree, isn't it? So this, right? This scales the implicit, right? So it's not 5 shrines, it's more like 7 or 8, whatever it is, right? And then obviously +2, +1 from the Atlas, and then +3 from, obviously you would use Domination in the map device. And then obviously the Horn Scarab of Pandemonium will add a few more Atlas bosses, and you saw in the city square the bosses do drop a whole lot more uniques. So this is, instead of Rogue Exile, you just spawn a shit ton of map bosses, more investment, but possibly more payoff. I haven't done a whole lot of testing with this setup. I've done a few, or 1.5 or something like that. And yeah, this is the setup you want to run for that. And then obviously you want to take the shrine. Make sure you have the shrine stuff in your Atlas. You should still keep the exiles because you could hit the 8% chance, right? So, you know, and it will still be, you know, you'll still have the exile stuff, right? It will apply to both. So that's the hard one. And then obviously you can also go to tier 17s. Now in tier 17s you don't have the implicits, but the map, you know, the tier 17 maps just have a lot more, you know, pack size and stuff, right? So another thing you can do, right? Right. Anyways, I think that pretty much covers everything. I don't know if I might have forgotten something or whatever, but that's the strat. I've been running it initially in the low tiers by myself. But then, you know, I got divines and I was like, okay, I want to spend my currency, I want to waste it on bullshit. I want to juice up my strat. And there was just no implicit maps for low tiers and I couldn't buy them. So that's why I went with an hour, bought into higher tiers a few times now. And yeah, I can tell you like of the big drops that happened. Okay, so initially, when I was doing the low tiers, I dropped a Calandra Touch, I dropped about 3 or 4 Ralakesh boots, I dropped 2 Defiance Amulets, and a few other things. I can't remember all of it. And on the big juiced up farm, not much, except we got a duped Headhunter, so 2 Headhunters. And that's it. That's pretty much all. So not much, but yeah, it's super fun. And yeah, that's the whole strat. That's the entire thing, the whole shebang. I don't know if I yes, another thing that I forgot to mention is a meticulous appraiser. So if you do not have a lot of rarity on your gear, you take the meticulous appraiser, right? So you're just starting out the strat, you're doing Rogue Exiles, you know, maybe you just have a rarity flask, you need to take this keystone. Now, if you have a lot of rarity, let's say you have 500% increased rarity on your gear, well, then you take it off, okay? Then you refund this keystone. Also for the bosses, I feel like the Keystone is worse, but for the Rogue Exiles, it's better. Anyways, that's something you will have to, decide on your own. Generally, I feel like it's better with, especially for the Rogue Exiles, and especially if you have lower rarity on your gear. I do have some 240%. This does not include the helmet mod and the rarity sports, about 360. I don't know. No, 340. Oh, no, 350%. Okay, let's round it. But yeah, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I would like to show you like a higher tier map with the juiced investment, so you see like a lot more uniques dropping. It's not a whole lot, it's not Affliction League. But it's super fun, especially seeing all the crazy rogue exiles. Like when you hit a Soul Eater exile, it can it can become very very silly. Anyways, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.